look who it is. I'll be... I had heard you'd take...
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have.
And... Oh, I had heard you were dragging around a repurposed janitorial mechanical.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic substance labeled Chairman has been classified as filth, imminent for incineration.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified... It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane Yes, he is. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's... Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause. You are a captain of action. Oh, look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your... I've got work to do.
Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's Special Solvent Stain-Out Remover. It's ruthless on residual blood splatter.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. When we moved to arrest him, you've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. I'm afraid I can't do that. You're a gifted warrior, Captain. For all your talents, you are the enemy. Our partnership is behind us. You had your chance to work with me, but you elected to, as the common worker might say, throw in with that demented old test tube jockey. Dr. Wells is being held in my... All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving... Well, that's mostly correct. You're a talented fighter. Fair enough. I'm giving you exact... Anyone with eyes can see that you're talented, Captain. You wander the system, doing as you please, answering to no one. Your mere existence throws Halcyon into chaos. The board is the only power left at Halcyon. You had so much potential. I'm not in the business of working with... You were always an unknown... Yes, I'm quite aware of... My scientists... That isn't true. It can't. That experiment was absolutely... I don't know what pains me more. Realizing that I've been lied to, or hearing the truth from an idiot like you. We're going to have to start all over again. All that... I haven't given up on the... I haven't lost control. When you put it that way, no. Damn it all. Very well. You win. Congratulations, Captain. I just hope you've made the right decision. The fate of the colony is in your...
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I know, my friend, You and I are going to have to... Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
You mean... we're all alone out here?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to... We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth... We have no connection back to... You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them. I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophe. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because... Thank you. If you have any more... We must begin. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better I see. I'll just, get on with reviving the other colonists and saving Halcyon, then. Enjoy.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. The events of the Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board, with Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies, were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took sublight salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence, life in Halcyon, as much as he enjoyed his adventures, he knew that what's the matter with the Hope? The story, Nyoka returned to the SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capability. Minister Clark was released from house arrest. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. There is another theory. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you need... As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were... Dr. Wells laid... Today, Halcyon has stabilized. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to save Halcyon on his own. You had more pressing matters to attend to. As you tasted your first scoop of Rizzo's partially emulsified, semi-frozen milk-like dessert, you realized something. All your troubles, all your adventures, all your struggles and choices, they had all led to this single... No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.